Good afternoon, Pond King friends and followers. We are now doing project number 6. It is just getting underway. Guys are unloading the mats out of the trailer. Yeah. So we're picking out about 15 tons of stone down here. I've got Dan, the boulder man, getting ready to help us pick out some boulders. But it is a busy day down here where we got a lot going on. So we're going to pick out of these piles, would make it over to the artisan pile. I love getting a chance to work with Dan because he is very patient with us. He is helpful. He is always ready to help us get what we need, and that is a blessing in itself. Make sure to keep following along because, hey, we're always trying to show you that water features are fun everywhere. This time it's going to be in Blaine, Minnesota, and we got a before and after to show you. Thanks for joining us. I'm glad you're here. With that being said, let's talk about what we're working on today. We are going to be building a smaller ecosystem pond. It's going to be 10 by 14 with a shoreline waterfall. But first, we've got some tear out to do. So I'm excited to show you this project where they took it on themselves. They dug it with hand shovels and they took on a challenge and they did some really cool things, but they understood that they didn't have the proper ecosystem approach and they're giving us a chance to redo it, and I am very honored by that. Another thing that has me so excited is that our brochure sat on their fridge for 4 years. We had met them at a home and garden show. They put it on their fridge and decided, hey, now's the year, let's give them a chance. And I get a chance to show you how we can transform your pond if you built it yourself and you're ready for something a little easier to take care of, a little more inviting, then it's a good time to give us a call. So let's go take a look at what that before footage looks like, and then we're gonna get underway by tearing it out while the team is setting up, unloading machines, unloading our mats, and getting us ready to do our thing, which is create another living work of art, 1 yard at a time. I love my job. All right, so here's our pond we're gonna tear out. Check out that undertaking. Look how deep that is. Looks about to be a 30-inch to 3-foot hole. You can see there's some things that we're gonna do a little differently. We always like to make sure we put rock inside of our liner, rocking our edges. Sometimes that rock's gonna slip and fall down. We generally don't use too much limestone because it does break apart over the years and it starts cracking and falling in. We're gonna reduce the plants to some plant pockets so that those are under control a little bit more, not so subject to spread and take over the pond. And then we're gonna redo the waterfall, making it more of an inviting waterfall that's a little bit more natural feeling. And we're gonna pull this out, making it really inviting so that you wanna come and look at this pond and that you can hopefully see some things from the kitchen window, the sink window. They have a nice bar area here. So we really wanna make this all about entertaining, pulling you outside, helping you feel like it was always here, and making you come and sit by it to start making some new memories. We'll be taking down some of the brush on the lilacs here. We're gonna be taking out this birch. It's not doing the greatest. And that's gonna give us a real cool blank slate to really do our thing and start to take over the yard here. I'm excited. It's a beautiful location. They definitely had the right spot for it. When you come right off of the deck and you see the water, it's really inviting. So we're probably gonna end up having the skimmer somewhere where this piece of Chilton is so that you can have a destination boulder right where my shadow is. I'd love if you could just come and step onto a big boulder and feed the fish and enjoy this pond from there. And if you're so inclined, you can sit down and put your feet in the water and really start enjoying that soothing sound of running water while your feet are interacting with the water. That mammalian reflex is gonna kick in, your heart rate's gonna drop as soon as you touch the water, and it's gonna be fantastic. Beautiful location. We're here in Blaine, Minnesota, and it's time to get to work. All right, on all of our builds, anytime we tear out a pond, we take aside anyone's favorite rocks, anything we deem reusable, anything that has a nice look to it that's not water stained. We put them to the side. There's the waterfall that they had built. It looked awesome when it first started, but that limestone breaks apart, starts falling apart, starts leaking. And so we're gonna get rid of that, and we're gonna start with our normal waterfall with a biofalls, and we're gonna have a couple of good drops. We call it a shoreline waterfall, so it's gonna be what we have for liner and just really close to the shore. Nothing too built up, but we really wanna have that feel like it was always here. Some of our design limitations that we have to keep in mind is this is our power. So we want to put a big boulder there and build off of that. And then we got a couple of sprinkler heads we're going to want to pay attention to. Try not to drive on those. We've got a sprinkler line coming out there, so that's part of that limitations. And then obviously we can't do anything with the deck. We don't want to hurt the deck. We don't want to get too close to the deck. So that's one of the things that we have to keep in mind. And as part of that, we might have to build that back wall because we're not going to have access to that. So we're going to build that first, and then we'll start making our way back, and then we'll build up the waterfall from there. It's looking really cool though. All right, the guys are just working on the tear out right now. Justin and I have been doing things on the office side, getting the business in a good spot with different various things. Got a lot going on, a lot of opportunities. Next week's gonna be a busy week for me, but these guys are kicking butt. They're doing it safely. They're protecting the lawn as much as they can. They're thinking about the client, and that's one of the things I love the most. When we're thinking about how the client uses the space and how to protect their space as much as we can. All right, we've got the whole pond torn out. It is actually the end of the day here. We got here about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, got started tearing it out about 2, and it is almost 5, so we're gonna call it a day. We'll be back tomorrow where we start painting out our shape, coming up with our design, and then we get the creative part, which is the fun part. Keep watching, everyone, because this is gonna be transformed into a beautiful living space before you know it. Oh, Brad found something. Oh, cool. What'd you get there? Hey, a little pond king.
I like the hat. I really like the ants though. My entire leg.
Aiden, you're so crazy.
Oh, they're small enough where I won't. If it was a spider, I would not be doing it.